Hello, everyone, and welcome to Being Naked. My name is Venus Castleberg, your host, and I am so excited to be here with you today and have a very special guest. Danielle Carter is the co-author of Right Body for You and has had an epic journey, I would say, with her body that I find very inspiring. So,
Yes.
so we are going to talk all about bodies, and I'm really excited to have you here today. Welcome, Danielle.
Thanks for having me. I love it. And epic journey is a very good description. It's been quite the adventure, but it's been fun.
That's awesome. Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about that? Like, so how was your relationship? We'll call it relationship on purpose, but relationship with your body when you were younger.
Oh boy. Well, like most people, I was delusional about what my relationship with my body was like. And what I remember seeing my body as in the past is, I'll look at pictures now and go, I thought I was fat, or I thought I was, whatever at the time, right? But what was really funny about all this is my mother was a nutritionist and she did a health talk radio show for 27 years. And so our household was always about the body, but that created me hating my body.
Mm.
My mom asked me one time, she's like, well, name 5 things about you that you like. And all of it was about how I could think. None of it had anything to do with my body.
Mm.
And so it was really interesting. I remember one time I saw a Sabrina the Teenage Witch episode, and they had a character that was just a brain in a jar. I'm like, well, that would be amazing. And you think that'd be like a red flag for me or something, but no, I was like, oh, that's a good idea. Just a brain in a jar. But and so what was interesting is I had all this experience and all these people that I affectionately called my mother's experts, right? Because you name it in the alternative health field, I know them, right? I know the really like far out there people and some of the more mainstream people. But all it resulted in for me was constantly judging my body, telling my body what to do, how to do it. And shockingly, it never did anything I actually asked it to. But more I get into the energetics of it all, the more I realized it was actually doing what I asked it to do. And I was asking for me and the world to judge me. And so before Right Body for You, I did not have a good relationship with my body, even though most of my life and home life were about bodies. Because I helped my mom with her radio show since I was 12. So it's not just like, oh, mom did a radio show. No, I was there every week with her,
Mhm.
producing her show, working her show. So yeah, so it was before Right Body for You, not a good one. That was a long answer of not a good one.
Well, it's interesting that you say that because we know, being in Access Consciousness, that you're acutely aware of everybody else's universe. So how aware were you as a child of all the people that were on that nutrition radio show?
Absolutely, absolutely. And what was interesting in that was um, one of the things I liked about Access Consciousness, and then right after the Right Body for You, was it was the first thing I had heard. I'd done all these radio shows with my mom. It was the first thing I heard that included the consciousness and
Mm.
opinion or desires of the body. Because everything I learned, and like I said, there were some amazing people who were really desiring to contribute to helping people, and they did, but all of them was about doing it to the body. And then here comes Access Consciousness, Right Body for You. It's like, hey, what about working with the body? I'm like, does what? What? With the body? And like, wait a minute, wait, I have a body? Because that was the other thing, is I tried to deny I even had a body. And so, yeah, so I was very aware of everybody telling the body what to do. And then looking back, I was also very aware of the body is going, hey, just ask me. Just ask me.
Mhm.
Because you
That's
can.
awesome.
You can ask the body.
So what was the change for you? Like, how did you start to shift into that? I mean, I know somebody says that awareness to you, but if you're somebody that's like, I don't really get that a body is its own being? Or what would you recommend for people?
Well, honestly, I would recommend doing the very first thing I did. I took the introductory courses in Access that we call Foundation. And in there, and I had the brilliant creation of our friend Dr. Dane here being my first facilitator, which is probably good because I was so stubborn and ornery. I don't know who else I would have listened to. But in there, he's like, hey, why don't you ask your body? And I'm like, well, that's just weird. So I was, during class, I didn't do anything. But after class, I was re-listening to the audios. And they were CDs then, so I had to like rewind on the little CD. And I was like, ask your body. What would that even be like? And so what I'm about to describe is what I'm going to suggest people doing, because what I did is I sat in my office, lowered any energetic barriers, or just went, okay, lower barriers, right? Because even if you don't believe it, you just ask for it to happen and it will. That's the beautiful thing about energy. So I'm like, okay, lower barriers. And then I just close my eyes, put my hands on my thighs to like make a physical connection with my body, even though I know we're in our body, but a physical connection with our bodies.
I don't mean to interrupt you, Danielle, but would you actually be willing to walk people through this?
Yeah,
Would they
that's
be
what.
willing to do that? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
People
if
do
you
want
guys
to
are
do this.
watching right now and you'd like to follow along, I think this might be a really great practice for all of us. So because besides, we usually start this podcast with lowering our walls and barriers, and I
Oh,
forgot.
nice.
So
Well,
it's
there you
awesome.
go. Well, and that's great because so much does start with lowering your barriers, because we've been taught to have barriers up to save
Yeah.
ourselves, but it's actually does more harm than good. All right. So yeah. So everybody can just lower the barriers and then make a physical contact with your body. You could put your hands on your thighs, your stomach, your chest, some people cup their chin, their cheeks, whatever it is. Okay. And then feel your butt in your seat, your hands wherever they are. And then just perceive your body for a minute. And you don't have to perceive any thoughts. It's just really being open to receiving from your body. And for some people, it'll be the first time. Okay. So while we're in this energy of with the body, because what we're doing is we're opening ourselves up to the receiving the energetic contribution and to perceiving and knowing the energy that our body is. So now all I want you to do is just say hi to your body. Nothing more than that. Just say hi. For me, the first time I did this, honestly, I felt like an idiot. So anything you're perceiving or knowing or feeling right now, it's all good, my friends. Some people, the first time they do this, they feel amazing. They perceive their body. Some people are like me, felt like an idiot. Glad it was only the cat in the room seeing me talk to my body. You can just try and create all that. Lower your barriers again. And just say hi to your body. For some of us, it'll be the first time. Just say hi. No projections, no judgments, no expectations, just hi, body. And then be still, be quiet for a moment. Quiet that head chatter. And allow your body to say hi to you. No projections, no judgments. All we're doing is reconnecting with our body. And honestly, if you did this and started every day and ended every day with this, your relationship with your body will change. You will hear it more and you will be more energetically congruent with what you ask and what you receive from your body. It's real simple. And what's fun is it's like throughout the day you can just close your eyes and really tap into that energy again, because it doesn't go away. this activity, what it does is just helps you really acknowledge the energy that's already there and be cognitively present with it. And I say I like to do it at the mornings and the evenings because, there's a lot of people do it in the morning. They'd be like, thanks, body, for not kicking me out overnight. But I also like to do it in the evenings, right? I also like to do it in the evenings because it's like, thank you, body, for all you did for me today. Thank you for being with me, and it's such a lovely energy to tap into right before you go to bed. It's just lovely. So I suggest, and it doesn't have to take long. You could literally just go, thank you, body. Right? Not even 10 seconds long.
That's awesome. Thank you for walking us through that. It was really beautiful. And it's funny because right before you said, "What is your body? How does your body say hi?" I just noticed that when I said hi, like my whole, like it's got all like tingly and like just there was just this space. I was like, "Wow, that's so cool."
Isn't it fun? And that's the energy we actually be with our bodies, but we just never acknowledge it. We've not been taught to acknowledge it. Because for me, one of the biggest keys to all of this is with your body. We've been taught to do to it or for it, but not with it. This is a new concept, with your body. And that activity, simple, potent. One of the most potent because it just cleans up lines of communication, which is a beautiful thing.
That's awesome. I recently heard too, like this, like how grateful is your body that you, the being, chose it and vice versa, right? And that you like that there's this symbiosis, this beautiful communion that happens that really is the body is an entity of itself, and then there's you, the being. I just thought that was so beautifully put, and to like have that like, oh wow, my body really is grateful that it, that
It
I
is, and
chose it. Yeah.
and it's interesting that you say that because I don't think I've told you, I also have this thing called Body Bit Chat, and it's a free daily email Monday through Friday of a tidbit of information from your body. It is truly not from me, but it is from your body. And I'm just I call it the transcriber because it's like I'll get the information, I'll type it in. But what's fun about that is today's was, do you know that we are together not by coincidence, but by choice. I chose you and you chose me. And then tomorrow's is thank you for choosing me and creating me. It's an honor to be your body.
Oh, that's awesome. How does it get better than
Yeah,
that? I love that.
it's pretty
That's
amazing.
cool. And please, what was it called? Body bitch? How
Body
how
Bit
can they?
Chat. Body Bit Chat.
Okay.
I can get the link. Yeah, it's fun, and it's the bodies were asking me to do it for years, and I finally started it last March. Haven't even really launched it yet, and I already have like 500 people, whatever. It's really amazing. Oh, I don't know if I can.
That's awesome. I'll get it. We'll get it
Okay,
from you, and
cool.
we'll definitely post that in the comments because this is definitely, yeah, we want to share
Yeah, and
that.
it's
Oh,
free. It's just getting the information out there.
okay, awesome. And actually, I just found it, so there you go,
Yeah.
folks. Yeah, definitely. Whatever you do, don't sign up for that. That sounds awful.
It's so amazing, and it's funny, and I call it, like I said, I call it transcribed by me because it's not me writing it. I'm just the
Right,
fingers, right?
right.
And so I'll read them daily too and go, "Oh, that was nice. Oh, thank you, buddy." I'm just as surprised when it shows up.
That's awesome. I love that. How does it get better than that? That's very cool. Um, Great. So, and I know that you're also the co-author of Right Body for You.
Yes.
How did that come about?
How did it come about? It's as everything with access, some days you're going, I'm not sure. It just occurred, right? But
Mhm.
basically, when I first started access consciousness, I lost a lot of weight really fast. And I started quickly developing this communion with my body and other bodies that I hadn't acknowledged, but was always there. And Gary Douglas, the founder of Access Consciousness, oh, thank you, Facebook user. I don't know who you are, but it says Facebook user. I'm sure I adore you too. And it was so interesting. It was my second certified facilitator class. And I had this overwhelming desire to go up to Gary. And I'm like, if you need anything from me, let me know. Cause it was just like, it kept pulling me, kept pulling me. And he was like, yeah, I want you to take over Right Body for You. And I want you to, help write the book and put your story in it. I went, okay. And with everything like Gary, he's like, well, you don't have to say yes right now. And I swear, I thought he said, you can tell me tomorrow, like you can say yes or no tomorrow. But he didn't. He said, you don't have to say yes right now. You can say yes tomorrow. I'm like, okay. But I'm like, of course I'm going to say yes. And he knew, bodies knew. Anyways, and honestly, that's just how it started. And he's like, would you desire to do this? I'm like, yeah. And it really, and because he's like, I see you developing this and acknowledging it so fast. And I would love for you to, contribute that possibility to other people as well. And so really that's just how it started. Was I took a class and then I started using the tools. I started communication with my body. And what was really interesting about this is for a while I thought I had gotten my body right because it was thinner, it was this, it was that, it was more acceptable, it was more positively judged in this reality. And then, of course, on this continuing epic adventure, epic journey, I had to change some of that because I thought I got it right. And I asked my body to stop changing. Bodies never stop changing. It's one of the biggest injustices and unkindnesses we can do to our body is go, stay, don't change, don't move, stay just as you are. And your body's like, I don't know how to do that.
Right.
I don't know how to do that. So we're just going to fall the hell apart or, something else like that. But yeah, so that's how I ended up with the Right Body for You. And so it's been such an honor. It's been 13 years. I've been co-developing the workshops, the book, the classes, the everything for 13 years. I've been this ringleader of Right Body for You, but it's been such an honor. It really is to see people working with their bodies, sometimes for the first time ever.
That's beautiful. Well, I hear that you have kind of the extravaganza coming up in Canada. You want to tell us about it?
Yes, I am so excited to be returning to Canada. I go to Canada next week, and the first time since COVID. I was in Canada doing some body classes when the borders were being shut down. And so this is my first return to Canada since then. So I'm so excited. So we're doing what we're calling a body elevation party. I'm doing a Right Body for You class, which is online or live. So if you can't make it to Canada, it's online as well. And then I'm doing an Access Consciousness facelift class. And then I am doing a Access Consciousness 3-day body class. And then I'm also doing one of my specialty classes called Shattering the Lie of Body Image, which is really it's so potent. It surprises me sometimes what comes out. It's absolutely amazing. And that is also online or live. Okay. The facelift and the 3-day are in person only, but come to Canada and play. Come to Tim Hortons with me and get coffee. I'm one of those weird Americans who actually loves Tim Hortons coffee, and I'm really looking forward to that. Like Timmy's, yay!
That's awesome. Yeah, and we did put some links in if you guys want to check them out. Definitely find out some more information about that. I highly recommend doing something with Danielle. Obviously, you've heard her magic with her body, but also just her kindness and her presence. It's unmatched. So
Thank you. It's fun. All those years I thought I hated bodies was actually masking a potency with bodies and a affection for bodies that I did not know I had. I turned it into hatred. And I say that because how many of us think we hate our bodies when really it's that we have an affection for our bodies, but this reality tells us we have to hate them. So I'd invite people to look at that energy. It's like, do you hate it or do you love it?
I love it. And if you get a chance, read The Right Body for You. Amazing book.
Yes. There's so many good tools in there. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing.
Well, thank you, Danielle. Thank you, everyone, for watching and listening. I appreciate all the hellos, and we look forward to seeing you next time.
I know. And thanks for having me on, Venus. It was so much fun. And if you want to play with both of us, I'm doing a 3-day body class in January. Venus is hosting me in Salt Lake City.
In Utah. Yes, if you want to come to Utah, come to Utah. We'd love to have you. Yes. All right. Bye, everyone. Have a great day.
Thanks, everyone.